Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. Today I'm going to talk about Stuart Crystal cocktail shakers, and there are two main kinds, and there are those which have glass stoppers which are solid like this, yeah, and there are ones which have silver tops, which I don't have any of, but I will show you some references of them. So and what I will do is I'll show you some of what I've got with the glass tops, and I'll show you the references that I have to go with them to help you date those. Okay, so let's get on with this. So this is the first one I'm going to show you. It's a bit different to the others I have. This one is not based on the Stratford pattern, and I'll show you what that means when I get to those. Yeah, it's got these vertical lines, little ellipses cut at the top of them, little crisscross pattern here, yeah, and the stoppers are completely solid. So it's a lot of these you see are have hollow stoppers where actually if you were mixing things in it, stuff would get inside here because this is open, but the Stuart Crystal glass ones have absolutely completely solid stoppers and are quite chunky and heavy. This one is marked with the word Stuart. Doesn't say Stuart England, but the way it's written is from the earlier pattern or style for doing that, and I'll show you that in the reference just so you go. And also the closest I can get to this is, from a reference point of view, is in the 1927 catalogue. So I'll just show you those now. So the book I have in front of me is British Glass Between the Wars by Roger Dodson, and the mark that's on the cocktail shaker is like this one here, and was first used in 1926 apparently, so yeah, and used until 1950. But I can show you just something that will say it's probably an earlier cocktail shaker. So in front of me I have the Stuart Crystal 1927 catalogue, and the cocktail shaker was a bit like these two here. There's not actually much, I can't see it. Is there any difference between this? Yeah, there's a slight difference. So this one's got like a laurel at the top, and this one's got little hobnails. So mine is more like this one, but these ellipses are up near the top, and it doesn't have this bottom line, and it doesn't have these little ellipses here or here. It just has a cut top. So yeah, it's close to this 24447, but it isn't that. So I've got two Stratford pattern cocktail shakers here, and there is some variation. This one seems to be a bit taller. I don't know if they were blown out of the same mould and this one's just come out a bit different. After maybe it's got a bit stretched after they've made it, or this one's got a bit squashed. Variation is hardly anything. The other, I mean, obviously this one's got a clear body with a coloured stopper and foot, and this is something that you see in the 1930s in decanters and claret jugs and stuff like that. This one is completely amber. Neither of these are marked, but there is one other variation between them, and that is in the way the stoppers are finished. This one has got the top of the stopper polished, and this one has got it completely natural. Can you see the ripples in the glass? Whereas that one's like polished like a pontal. And the way they're finished there is a bit different as well underneath. So yeah, I'll show you those. I'm going to show you all the Stratford ones, and then I'm going to show you the references I've got at the end of showing you them all. So these are the next two I'm going to show you. Both of these ones have enameling on them, which is quite rare. This one's in top condition. This one's not so hot. You can see there's a little bit of the enamel, looks like it's a bit worn really, and there's also some marks inside it. And this one is marked Stuart, but it's also got, what's nice is the enameling goes around the top, around the shoulders, and then you've got this cockerel, and then this one's a bit more gruesome. It's got a cockfight. One of the cockerels is dead, and yeah, it's got nice enamelling there. And this black line here, and then it has a flower enamelled in the bottom. Yeah, I think you can actually just see where it says Stuart England there. And yeah, the other difference between them is the same difference as the other two I just showed you. Is that the top of this one is completely natural, and the top of this one has a polished disc cut out of it. So that's the difference on these two. Oh, I thought I should show you. I do have glasses to go with this one, and they have the same. You can see it's got this amber base, and yeah, they have a amber stem and foot, and yeah, similar cockfighting motifs. So this is the last one I'm going to show you, and it's got these enamelled bands on it that are actually painted into grooves that are cut in the surface, and it also has a band painted on the rim, little ellipses painted around the neck, and yeah, the Stratford rings. So and the stopper, let me show you that as well. That's a bit different from the others as well. It's got these little ellipses also cut around the edge of the stopper, and it also has the polished circle in the middle there. So yeah, so they've all got slight, even though most of them are, the 5 Stratford ones are similar, they're kind of little tiny variations between them in the, I'm not talking about the enamelling or the colours, but in the cutting. Different treatments have gone on, and that's even if I eliminate these rings. If you take that, just talk about the cutting, polished top, cutting around there, just little bits like that, just subtle changes. So I'm back here with the 1927 catalogue, and what you've got here, you've got 2 cocktail shakers with enamelling on. You've got this one here, which doesn't have the Stratford rings around the bottom, and then this one here, which does. So this is 1927. The Stratford rings were designed by Ludwig Nye in 1921. That's when the registered pattern came out. So I don't know if they were making cocktail shakers from 1921, but by 1927 they definitely were. They were like this, and they had glass tops. And I'll show you something else now. So this is a Stuart Crystal catalogue. I believe it's from 1939, so this is 12 years later. And 12 years later, there are no cocktail shakers in here with glass tops. They've all got these silver top styles. And there's 2 shapes as well. There's this, in fact, actually looking, yeah, no, I think it's 2 shapes, yeah. You've got 2 shapes. You've got this kind of rounded shape, and then you've got this more cylindrical shape. I don't remember seeing any of these. They're not in the other references I have. Also, if you look here, this one has this fighting cockerels on it, and that's the same as on this glass. It's exactly the same pattern if you look. Fighting cockerels in the same stances and everything. So yeah, so that, although they'd stopped using the glass stoppers, they carried on using the same motifs. And although this, I think these are cut rings as opposed to the Stratford rings, which are moulded. And it's got this little glass here as well, which I actually have one of those as well. Let me show you. There you go. Little rings, and it's got rings on here. Can you see those? So actually, these might not even be. These might be enamelled rings, because on here, the rings are actually enamelled. So there you go. I'm just trying to glue things down, because yeah, these catalogues, they're drawings. You have to try and figure it out. Also, this glass here is the same shape as this glass here, even though this one's got these rings on it. And I don't know if these rings here are the same as these rings here. You can't tell. It might be, it might not be. So there might be coloured rings, there might be just cut grooves. But anyway, so that's the difference. And I've got some references with photographs of these ones, so you can actually see a bit better what they're like, because I said the drawings and it's not always easy to tell. So in front of me I've got the Journal of the Glass Association Volume 3 from 1990, and there's a nice little dating reference in here, because it's got this cocktail shaker, and getting closer you can see that top more carefully. This is what I mean about seeing it in a photograph, because you can see that bit there is like a little grippy bit. Can you see? And then this top piece pulls off, and then inside there's like a filter. It's like it's got holes, so it's a top with holes punched in it, so you can, if you've got mixing fruits and stuff like that in there and ice cubes, the filter that's in the top will stop all of that coming out, and you'll just get the liquid. But yeah, so this is the more rounded shape that you were seeing, and you can see how it is with these bits here. And yeah, but what's interesting here is, so they've said this is 1935, okay? Over here is a drawing with fruit sets, and these cocktail shakers have got glass tops. And then 1933. So I don't know if this is a hard and fast rule, but it looks like there's a transition there between 1933 and 1935. Actually, if I turned over the page and I noticed there's some more cocktail shakers here. They don't actually have the tops on, but these are all types that have glass tops. And 1934 pattern book, so there's an even tighter transition, if the other design really is 1935. So I've got in front of me Miller's 20th Century Glass by Andy McConnell, and start again. Yeah, so yeah, I was about to say so, and then I've forgotten the book. But anyway, he's got a bit of pattern book here from, and he's actually telling you it's February 1935. And the cocktail shakers, you can see they've got no tops because they're this kind. So it looks like the pattern books changed between 1935 and 1934, where they went from cocktail shakers with glass stoppers to cocktail shakers which had silver tops. Now, it doesn't mean that they absolutely stopped making them with glass stoppers, but it does say they weren't maybe not designing them like that anymore. So maybe I've resolved a mystery that nobody was really interested in anyway, but looking at the bits of references I've got, it looks like there was a transition between having glass stoppered cocktail shakers to ones having silver tops, and it looks like, at least from a design point of view, from what we've seen from the pages that we've seen, that would have happened between 1934 and 1935. Now, without going through all of the pages, we wouldn't know if that's really true, because they might still have been designing them after 1935, and also they might have been doing them with silver tops earlier than 1935, but we just didn't see them on the pages, so you never know. But it does look like, if you look at the catalogues, everything in 1939 is all silver tops, and everything in 1927 all glass tops. So there was a transition. It does look like it's around that time, according to the bits of evidence that we've got. So yeah, I'm not supposed to be doing any really I'm supposed to be relying on what everybody's telling me in the books and stuff. So, yeah, maybe I've figured something out, maybe I haven't. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I will put the references in the description below, and please remember to like and subscribe because it's good for my channel. Thank you very much. Bye.